Have you noticed that? Maybe you're a bit curious. I'll talk more about that another time. It's a pretty interesting racket. Now, squash is going through a hard time. Whew. We're struggling. Lots of people are struggling. Lots of sports, lots of businesses, lots of situations, organisations are struggling. But we're interested in squash. That's why we're here. We're talking about squash. And squash is really struggling. Lots of places are closing. And I know that some people don't like, saying those things aloud. But I think we have to be honest. Squash is not dying. That's too strong a phrase. But squash is becoming much less popular than it was in the past, and the pandemic really accelerated that. We have to do something about it. And we've got this chicken and egg situation. We need more courts. Yeah, but we need more players to play on the courts. Yeah, but we can't have more players until we got more courts. Yeah, okay, so, which comes first? And if anybody wants to argue with me which came first, the chicken or the egg, it's the egg, because there were dinosaurs with eggs. So that's just like a silly thing. Fine. So what do we do? Well, there's 100 different things we can do, and there's been lots of interesting articles on Squash Mad, and SquashGearReviews has posted something that's pretty interesting. I'll link to those resources in the text description. But one of the things that was mentioned by SquashGearReviews was a celebrity, and I think that that's an excellent idea. So this question is, what two celebrities do you think would bring the most benefit for squash? Now, when we think about celebrities, we need to think about the people who follow those celebrities, the people who are interested in those celebrities. Who's the most famous person in the world at the moment? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. And not that it particularly matters, but my point is that just because somebody is very famous or has a huge following on social media, does that make them the right person immediately for that? No, and the answer is no, because it's the followers. Like, I'm not sure of this person's name, but one of the most famous people on Instagram, I think his name is Mark James. He's like a makeup artist. He's got, I don't know how many followers, 50 million followers. If he started playing squash and said, oh my gosh, squash is a great game, are we going to get 50 million new squash players? No, we're not. Are we going to get some? Yeah, I suppose. I mean, people will say, okay, I'll try it. But they're probably not the kind of people who are going to play squash anyway. So who else? Well, okay, so we I call PewDiePie, 100 million followers or more on YouTube, plays video games and some other stuff, I suppose. And we say, hey, do you want to play squash? And we go and play squash, and he's like, wow, this game is great, fantastic. I'm going to tell all my viewers. And we've got like 100 million people who have now been introduced to the idea of playing squash. How many of them are going to play squash? I don't know. I mean, really, I don't know. I don't know his market penetration. I don't know who watches his videos, but I'm guessing probably not. So what else do we need? Well, maybe we need a Queen's Gambit like television show. Okay, now if you don't know, Queen's Gambit was a television show on Netflix about chess, and apparently chess searches and chess board and packs have been sold like triple. The number of searches has increased. Yeah, we need something like that, and that would be pretty cool. But its effect is going to be diminishing, because the more and more of those types of shows, the less and less people are going to be interested. But it would be useful. So, okay, back to our question. Who do you think? Two celebrities. I mean, SquashGearReviews mentioned KSI, which is like another YouTube personality. Do we want YouTube personalities? I don't know. Is there like a sportsman? If Roger Federer said he's switching to squash, would that make a difference? I don't know. Would a pop star? Is that the solution? Well, it's not going to be a solution, but is it part of the solution? I mean, I think it would be. I think it's a great idea, and I think we need to choose that person really carefully. And I'm interested to hear who you think. I mean, maybe if suddenly Kim Kardashian started playing squash, maybe we'd get 100 million girls playing squash, and that would be fantastic. My goodness. Even if we got 0.01% of those people who continue to play, that would be like 100,000, wouldn't it? I don't know. I can't remember. About 100 million, 100,000. All right. I mean, that could make a difference. So that's the question. Who do you think, two celebrities, two famous people that would bring the most benefit in the long term to squash players and squashers in general.